Hi, my name is Jane Powell. Welcome to Community Connections, a program showcasing community involvement brought to you by the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation. Today our guest is Rachel Coffman with Dollar Energy Fund, and her title is Appalachian Region Program Manager. Hi Rachel, welcome to the show.
How are you?
So let's start out. Tell us a little bit about Dollar Energy Fund.
Well, the Dollar Energy Fund is the statewide utility assistance nonprofit for the state. We started it in 2008. It's a national program across the East Coast, hardship fund that supplies low-income families who are struggling to try to make ends meet. They can apply for one-time utility assistance grants. Now, they have to have received a termination notice to get a grant, but it's just a resource out there if you get a little bit behind on your bill payment, if you had to choose one bill you had to let slide for the month, that you just can come in and contact us and we're here to help.
And when you say a one-time grant, so that's one time for your electric bill?
Yeah, it's one time actually per utility per year. Our program year runs October 1st through September 30th. And in that time frame, a household can apply one time per utility for a grant up to $500. So that means they can get $500 for funding for electric, water, and gas for a total of $1,500.
Wow, I'm sure that helps a lot through the winter months for people.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. So tell us the requirements for the grant.
The requirements are pretty simple. You have to have received a termination notice. You have to be below the 150% level of the federal poverty level. And then you also have to make a sincere effort of payment the 90 days leading up to your termination notice.
Is there a household like number of people in a household requirement?
No, we serve people that are just on their own, a lot of elderly people that are on their own, single parents, or households as big as 8 and 9 people.
Okay, that's great. So, so the size doesn't matter. Are there other types of households that you service?
I mean, we see the people that are coming to us for assistance are the working poor, the people out there trying to make ends meet. A lot of single parent households. Last year, 25% of our grants alone were just given out to single parents. And also, we see over almost 70% of the head of household and head ratepayers of our grant households are women, actually.
Wow.
We see a lot of people with medical debt that call us that, you know, they have a family member that's struggling and they have medical expenses they weren't expecting. A lot of it's not these people just trying to skate by. They're people that work for a living and they need an outlet to just need a little help, and that's what we're here for.
That's great. And so we are talking about the working poor, but it is a problem in West Virginia, and why is that?
We see the statistics that, it says 1 in 4 children, are likely to live in poverty and are impoverished situations. And, we had 60% of our households last year had children in them that we applied funding for. So, I mean, it's our main goal is to try to keep those kids warm, because we all know that if the kids are warm and they're getting better care at home and they're in better situations at home, they're going to do better in school. And it's just it's a vicious cycle that if we can correct it at one point, then it's going to all flow together.
That's right. Now, you do run the calendar year, and now we're talking about a heating bill, but I'm guessing in the summer that could also be an electric bill trying to keep the house cool.
Yeah, I mean, the same problems that you see in the winter with the warmth, you see in the summer with the cooling. It just doesn't have the publicity or the feel-good factor. A lot of people don't realize that it's just as much of a struggle in the hotter months to keep your family going, to keep your refrigerator stocked than it is in the winter. I think we all saw that through the derecho a couple years ago, how difficult it was when a lot of us didn't have power and different resources during the hot summer months.
Oh, that's right. Ice and keeping milk cool.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Is there a demand for this? Is it getting better? Do you see the demand going up or the demand going down?
The demand for us basically relies on how much funds we have. Every year we get a significant contribution from our 6 utility partners across the state. A lot of our funds come from the checkbox option you see on your utility bills. If everybody was wondering, where that money goes when you check that box to give $1 every month to struggling West Virginians, it actually comes to the Dollar Energy Fund. we put it in our grant fund program, and then when people apply for grants, we send that bill directly to the utility. So, and then we get some money throughout our fundraisers. But what we see is that every year, like I said, the program starts October 1st. The grant funds, I mean, right now some of our utilities are out. All the grant funding that we had for those is over, and we're just in end of November.
So within September, 3 months, you've used your funding.
Yeah, and so that leaves the remainder of the months. I mean,
So February, which we think of traditionally the coldest month in our region.
you know, there's no funds, unfortunately, and that's why we're going to have our annual fundraiser. We do fundraisers throughout the year to kind of bring those pools of funding back up. We're going to have our warm-a-thon December 17th with West Virginia Radio on 98.7 The Beat, where callers can call in all day and, you know, donate funds. We're going to have testimonials. We'll have people that have helped. Our utility partners will be involved, so we're really looking forward to that.
And again, I'm sorry, and that was with West Virginia Radio?
Mm-hmm.
That's great. And the date again?
December 17th.
December 17th.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've talked a little bit about your utility partners. Can you tell us who they are or where they're located?
Yeah, in the northern part of the state, we partner with First Energy, which is Mon Power and Potomac Edison, Equitable Gas and Dominion Hope Gas. And then in the southern part of the state, we partner with West Virginia American Water, Appalachian Power, and Mountaineer Gas.
Wow. So all over the state. And so here's my question. So you are based in Charleston. I know you're an Appalachian region manager, but you're based in Charleston. If I'm living in Wheeling and I need assistance, what do I do?
The best place to look for how to get into the program is either to call your utility company and they will refer you to an intake site that handles Dollar Energy Fund applications, or you can go to our website, which is www.dollarenergyfund.org. And you'll find an agency finder in there where you can type in your address and it can show you the closest agencies within 50-mile radius, 25-mile radius, where you can go to apply. We partner with several community-based organizations across the state that you can go to in person, bring your items, which is your utility bill, your termination notice, make sure your account number's on there, the social security numbers of everybody in your household, and things like that, so they can get your application started. And once the application starts, it usually takes about 48-hour period for approval of grant.
Oh, so that's a fast turnaround.
Yeah, it is. It takes about a 48-hour period for the grant to be approved, and then about another 2 weeks for the check to get to your utility.
Okay. And if I'm not able to use a computer or go to the website, I can dial a phone number?
We don't have a phone number per se, but you can dial the 211 hotline to get reference to where you can go to get help.
Okay, and they'll point me in the right direction.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. That's good to know because we want everybody in the state to have advantages.
Yeah, we have a pretty good network of community-based organizations across the state. So.
Okay. So we talked a little bit about your fundraising and then people checking the box on their utility bills. And then I'm guessing the utilities companies themselves are part of the fundraising effort.
Yeah, we have a great relationship. We could not have better utility partners than we do. They work with us all year round to get support the grant program, to help promote it. So we couldn't ask for better partnership with them. And they're very involved with the fundraisers that we have. They volunteer, they have little employee fundraisers, so it's great.
Okay, that's great. Tell us some other ways that Dollar Energy Fund is improving the community.
Well, we want to get out there. Not only do we want to push that we're here for your utility assistance, but we really want to help educate you on how to better weatherize your home. Oh. Because, just like with anything, prevention is the first step. So if we get in there and we help educate you on how to better weatherize your home, your utility bill, it's going to cut down your cost in the end. So we really are working hard this year to try to add that to our program as well.
So exactly how does that work?
We're going to try to put an informational kit together that when you come in to apply for a grant, you'll get some sort of an informational kit on how to better check your pipes or, the insulation and things like that to see what you should unplug. And
I might need that kit.
Yeah, I think we all do. I think we could all serve to, actually get a good education on weatherization, because I know I leave things plugged in all the time that could probably save me, $5 or $10 here and there.
That's right. And so you said this is an East Coast-based organization. So Is it from Maine to Florida, or is it more
It started in
Appalachian?
Pennsylvania in 1983, and it's kind of branched out from there. They do Maryland, Ohio, Virginia, which I also run as well, a
Oh,
little
wow.
bit in Tennessee, and now we've moved into Louisiana and Texas. So we're kind of in Arkansas. So it's moving down more to the Midwest and stuff. So.
So yes, so when you're talking about Louisiana and Texas, I'm sure a heating bill is not the top priority there.
Yeah, cooling's probably the main concern in those states.
That's right. That's right. So tell us a little bit more, one more time, I know we talked about it, but about the fundraiser and how people can get involved. Do you need volunteers for that?
We do. We're expecting it's going to be on 98.7 The Beat this year. It's going to run all day. We will need a couple volunteers to answer the phones and things, but what we really need is partners in warmth. It kind of goes along with our Warmathon, and what that is our initiative with corporate partners, civic groups, churches, schools, to kind of join us as partners in warmth and work throughout the whole year to raise funds and awareness as part of our coalition to kind of bring awareness to the state that this is a problem that your everyday neighbors are dealing with.
Okay, that's great. So we can check the website. They can call the 211 number for referrals. And I'm sure there are other organizations in the communities that are familiar with you.
Yeah, Salvation Army is a big partner with us. In the Kanawha Valley, you have Mountain Mission, Covenant House, and Salvation Army. All are our intake sites. So if you are looking to need assistance, you can go there, and they will help you fill out an application.
Okay, and you're covering the Virginia, West Virginia, and Virginia. So you've got the Virginias.
Yeah, I'm over the top of the Virginias. And we see the same problems in both areas of Appalachia. Actually, Appalachian Power is doing something a little bit different this year because their demand's been so high. And they've seen that their customers are without funds, during the January, February key months of winter. So actually their grant program for their customers isn't starting until December 1st.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they held off 2 months to kind of give more funding for the winter. And also they reduced their maximum grant to $300 this year instead of $500. So they're trying to have a little bit more funds to spread out across the region so that their customers can have more funds in the winter.
Okay, so just to recap and to make sure that we're explaining it very clearly to everyone, it is in West Virginia a $500 grant for someone whose utility is in termination. Is that right?
Yeah, when you get that termination notice, we are available to clear that notice for you up to $500, except for Appalachian Power customers, that limit's only $300.
Okay, and I guess a good point is it is a helping hand. It is not paying the entire balance of the account.
No, we won't. We like to say at Dollar Energy that Dollar Energy Fund is a hand up, not a handout.
Yes.
There we go. Because we're helping these people that unexpectedly are falling a little bit behind. That there's circumstances that we all can't control. So it's just trying to get all those people that need help the help they can get.
Okay, so why don't you give us the website information one more time and the date of your fundraiser so that everyone is aware of what's going on great with Dollar Energy Fund.
It's Dollar Energy Fund at www.dollarenergyfund.org.
Okay.
And the fundraiser is the 98.7 The Beat Warmathon on December 17th from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay. That's great. So lots of ways to help and be involved in the Dollar Energy Fund to help keep our neighbors warm this winter and cool in the summer. It's great. Rachel, thank you so much for coming to join us today.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. It's been Community Connections brought to you by the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation. We'll see you next time.